No and no. What's going on, guys? I'm just doing this live this week. I think I'm gonna do this segment live every week. Last week when I started this parlay option show, I did it as just a video. I recorded it in long form and then uploaded it for you guys in a separate video. But I'm ready to go, man. I got the college football wager pretty much ready to go. So I wanted to do this live today instead of waiting for Friday to drop the wager to you guys. I don't want to wait anymore. I don't want any more time to go by to wait on the odds for this ticket. I think the lines are going to continue to move in our favor if we lock this in early or not. I have a pretty simple wager here for day 2, and it's just 3 legs. I'm not going super crazy with the juice stuff. Sometimes some weeks on certain slates that makes sense. But for this week, in my opinion, I've found 3 good spots in college football. It's nice and simple. 3 legs, about plus money. And we're going to cash this one. The NFL slate's beautiful. I have a perfect wager for Sunday as well. I am last week I told you guys I wasn't sure about college football. And that really sucks because I told you NFL was going to be easy. It was. We'd be about halfway done by now if we just didn't force the college football slate. This week, it's just like it's so straightforward. I'm so unbelievably confident that we're going to cash day 2 here on Saturday and day 3 on Sunday. I have absolutely no doubt about it. So just wanted to give a few minutes here for people to hop in. Thanks, Tony B, man. Hopefully you're having a nice day. Football returns tomorrow. Well, NFL, I guess there's football every day of the week. But yeah, man, almost back to another weekend. So ready to lock in with you in this one. By the way, guys, $200 monthly. If you didn't see the videos, I do a promo. You guys know my monthly package is usually $240. So $40 off for the entire month. You guys see the numbers on the bottom of the screen. Consider that if you want all my premium stuff for the week. But let me bring up, let's just go. Let's just dig into this. I got my paper out. I got my pen. I'm going to write down stuff. I'm going to look at your guys' comments. I'm going to take suggestions. But like I said, I'm pretty much good, guys. I pretty much have the ticket ready here for day number 2. So let's go here. I'm on Pickett today. So college football, and we will look at NFL too. And honestly, your constructive criticism and advice and opinions probably would help more on the NFL slate. Because like I've already said a million times already in today's video, I'm pretty much ready to go with this college football ticket. The only thing I would even consider is maybe adding one more thing to get a really good price, but I'm not greedy, man. I have a winner for you guys, in my opinion, so we'll probably just ride with that. So what could we consider here as options? Well, we have to throw out the weekday games because I know a lot of people tune in Friday night and Saturday morning, which I don't suggest. I mean, you guys see my NFL or my college football picks, they come out on Tuesdays. So just an example, I'm not going to tell you what I wagered on, but I sent out a spread straight bet in premium, I believe on Monday. I texted it to the client list. We got it at 5.5. Now it's 8.5. So it went through the key numbers of 6 and 7. It's above a touchdown now, and we're sitting there with a 5.5. That's why you guys got to be on my client list on Mondays and Tuesdays. A majority of my picks for the upcoming weekend, they come out on Monday and Tuesday because I go through these slates. I'm like, oh, that's a home run. I got to grab that right now. And the bets that I send out early in the week, they hit at such a high rate, it'll make your head spin. So let's start here, though, early on Saturday, noon window here, this Vanderbilt game. And where's my screen? Sorry, guys, you're just looking at a Space Mountain. Let me go ahead and share this back. It was just up a second ago. Now you should be good. All right, cool. Sorry about that. That was weird. Second that, we appreciate it. Okay, sounds good, Harold. Sounds good. What's up, Dan? Writing down what you're putting down. Absolutely, man. I got my pen right here. I'm ready to go. You like Duke to upset? Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. Just really hard to bet Duke. Fundamentally, they're challenged. The roster is better. The team is better. They were better than Georgia Tech, and they were better than Illinois. They just weren't disciplined. They just weren't fundamentally sound. So if you think they can at least have a clean game, then I think Duke is a clear choice. But we'll go ahead and leave that at that. I want to talk about this game here, this Vanderbilt game. Very interesting line movement. We do have a little bit of a public underdog alert here. Not crazy, but no doubt there's some sharp action on Texas in this game. Take that for what it is. But I was considering Vanderbilt here in our ladder challenge ticket just because they're making them now a pretty sizable underdog. So if we click here, actually on the desktop version, I think I got to, how do I go? I got to go to show more, I think, or view all lines, I believe, popular spread. So here are the alternative spread numbers, and this is what I was considering for our ticket. At minus 520 on FanDuel, we can take Vanderbilt plus 14.5. Again, I think it's going to be a competitive game. I do think it's a fairly tough game to try to predict. The sharp action, some more. I believe in my prediction video, I said Vanderbilt. But as I'm eyeballing the markets and thinking here, this could, and depending on the Arch Manning situation, maybe he doesn't play. Maybe Texas gets a boost. So there are a couple moving parts here, but I like the fact that the spread is going in the favor of Texas to get us a better price on Vanderbilt. This is a game where I don't know if we can trust Vanderbilt, or I'm sorry, I don't know if we can trust them to like win a game outright. Like I said, betting this game individually is a straight wager, I think is a really tough choice right now. But Vanderbilt only minus 520 to get 2 full touchdowns. We see Texas on repeat. These games that Texas is winning, Kentucky and Miss State are huge examples of what I'm trying to say here. They're barely squeaking it out, man. You could call it luck, but man, for Texas to beat a good, solid team like Vanderbilt, again, it will come down to the wire, and it's like if they can wiggle out of this one with a victory, it's going to be that type of a game. They're going to barely wiggle out of it. Even if the game goes to overtime and you put 8 on a board and then Vanderbilt comes up short because Texas has a good defense, the margin would still only be 8. I believe Vanderbilt plus 8.5 is a rock solid leg that you guys could consider for a parlay. I would write down Vanderbilt plus 8.5 for all of you guys that want to just put together a massive lottery ticket type of a parlay this week. Again, the 8.5 price is like in the minus 200s. So you really don't have to find too much more to pair with that to get to a double your money type of price. But 14.5, man. I mean, what was the Vanderbilt score where they had to go to Tuscaloosa? They played at Alabama. I'm actually going to do this on the screen just so you guys can see. Just for your sake, man. I hate doing stuff on my phone. I want you guys to see just exactly. Let's just look it up, man. Just because, you guys know me. I cover every game. My memory only can hold so much information. Let's just take a look at Vanderbilt. So let me pop over here, Google. They just beat Missouri 17-10, so the defense is solid. They beat LSU by a touchdown. They went to Alabama, and they did lose by 16, which is over the margin of 14. But Alabama and Texas, I mean, guys, these teams are not close. That was also a game where Alabama had revenge, right? That was a circled game. The place was absolutely on fire. And for a lot of that game, Vanderbilt was right in it. So that's the one anomaly kind of on the record, and it makes complete sense to me. That was a revenge game in Tuscaloosa. The fans were chirping at Pavia, and, it just unraveled a little bit at the end. But Vanderbilt was absolutely competitive in that game. And the way that game looked, I think if those teams played 10 times on a neutral site, I bet Vanderbilt would win like 7 of the 10, maybe 6 of the 10, but at least more than half. So I think we downgrade now to a Texas team that just doesn't have the offense, and minus 520. I mean, you guys see a lot of the legs I've been putting in these ladder challenges. A lot of them are like minus 700, 800. And then we find like 4, maybe 5 of them. This week, I have a little bit better spots that I like that are better priced. I only have 3 legs for you guys. Of course, I'll look at your comments. If a lot of people disagree with this or something, I'll reconsider. But I'm very dead set on this being part of our ticket. Again, maybe they come up short. It's a little bit of a public underdog. This is an absolute must-win for Texas. It is in Austin. The place is going to be absolutely on fire. Texas defense is elite, but Texas isn't beating anybody by margin. They're not going to beat anybody by margin. They're squeaking by teams. And I have no doubt about it. This Vanderbilt team's going to hang in there. They're not getting blown out. It's going to be a one-score game, regardless of who wins. So that's what I think about that one. You guys can let me know what you think. What's up, man? How you doing? Appreciate that. What's up, Dark Lord? Yo. What up, King? What up? What up, bro? What's happening? So yeah, what do you guys think in the comments? Vanderbilt plus 14.5. I think minus 520 is an incorrect price. I don't think those odds match that wager. I think Vanderbilt at plus 14.5 should be about minus 800, minus 900. I don't understand how it's minus 520. That feels like a great price for a leg of the parlay that I can't see losing. It would take an injury. It would take Pavia getting hurt in the first play of the game. You know, it would take the quarterback being hurt. So, I am slowly kind of maybe leaning towards Texas to win the game as a straight wager, but this is a parlay piece video, and I really like that one. So Vandy's gonna fight, man. Yeah, exactly, man. They're gonna fight. They're not going anywhere. If they come up short, they come up short. They'll come up short by a field goal. They'll come up short by one touchdown at the end. 14.5. Vandy ain't losing to anybody in the country by 14.5. I think they could hang with Ohio State, Indiana, anybody. 14.5 with Vandy is a lock, in my opinion. I'll leave this on the screen too, just so you guys can digest it. I know people pop in and out of these lives. I want to make that known that you guys can jump on premium for an entire month right now for just $200. Again, you see the units I've gained this season, 38.5. So at $100 unit size, it's almost $4,000. So you guys do the math. Pretty simple math there. You copy my picks, you make a bunch of money. So I'll leave this one here. Vanderbilt plus 14.5. And let's just pop back to these games. NCAA. Make sure you guys are got this screen up. So this is another one here. Wow, I didn't purposely want to choose a lot of noon games. But Houston on the money line, going against my Mountaineers. Minus 460. Almost a 2-touchdown favorite at home. I mean, really? How is Houston going to lose to West Virginia? West Virginia, if they had their starting roster from preseason, yeah, they can absolutely hang in this game, maybe win the game outright. This game, they just got to hang it up, man. The season's cooked. The quarterback situation, the running back going down, the receivers, the injuries, the defense is pretty good. Maybe look at an under in this game if you guys want a straight wager suggestion. But Houston at home, they're in the running for the Big 12 right now. Let's actually look at it. Let's pop over here. Big 12 standings. I mean, they're in the running. Yeah, third, guys. Houston is 7. Whoa. Where'd we go? Houston is 7-1. They're 4-1 in conference. And they've already had a loss at home. So they already, and that was to Texas Tech. Houston's a good football team. West Virginia's bad football team. We're not talking about the spread here. The spread's almost 2 touchdowns. I don't know. Maybe West Virginia can hang in there. Maybe Houston unpurposely doesn't want to put a lot more stuff on film. So maybe they play this game a little bit more conservatively. But Houston's got a good defense. They have a good coach. They have good players. And West Virginia, the injuries are just too extreme. They're just too extreme. West Virginia's 0-4 on the road. They can't beat anybody on the road. And they've gotten some more capable teams than Houston. So I have no idea how somehow, some way West Virginia could win this. I just don't see it. And you know what? If we're gonna lose, I'd be willing to lose on this. I'd be willing to say I can't believe that happened. I can't believe the team that's 0-5 in the conference beat the third team in the conference, a team that's 0-4 on the road, decimated with injuries, has zero offense, no life. I mean, guys, how is Houston not going to win this game? They have so much to play for. They're at home. How are they going to lose this game? This has got to count. Let me check out your guys' comments on this one. By the way, did I lose connection? Let me know if I lost connection. I have a little thing here. It says I lost connection, but we should be good to go. So let me know in the comment section, guys, if you can still hear and everything. Yeah, they at least going to play all 4 quarters. You're talking about Vandy still, I assume. I think you're still talking about Vanderbilt, I assume. But guys, Houston, how is Houston? I mean, do you agree with that? Houston on the money line. It's just no way. There's no way. There's no way Houston loses this game. Maybe West Virginia puts their heart and freaking soul into this game, and Houston's a little bit sleepy because they're playing a bad team, but my God, there's no way they're going to come up short here. There's no way, man. West Virginia is absolutely decimated with injuries. I'm not trying to hate on them. You guys see it behind me. I went to school there. If anything, I'd have a bias towards them. I'm telling you, the roster has been just absolutely decimated this year with injuries. They have no offense. They're playing a good team. It's on the road. They can't win this game. They can't win this game. Houston moneyline lock. Houston for sure. I took Houston minus 14.5 and thought it was a good wager. Yeah, maybe. Like I said, the only thing that would concern me about betting the game individually on the spread is maybe Houston knows they have a lesser opponent. Maybe they know they can just comfortably kind of play a little bit vanilla. They don't want more and more stuff on tape, for their future games that are more important versus bigger opponents. Maybe they don't want to expose all their like tricky plays and good plays. So maybe they play West Virginia a little light, a little vanilla, a little sleepy, and they get out of there with like a 10-point win. I don't know how I feel about the spread. I kind of low-key feel like West Virginia is going to sneak in there. 13.5 is kind of an underdog number. I feel like Houston's going to win the game by 10, but I feel so confident that they're going to win. Is that way you saying it might be an underdog game of the week? No, I'm saying it's impossible they're going to win. West Virginia upset Pitt. Yeah, with a different roster, man. And West Virginia Pitt is like the biggest rivalry in college football. It's right up there. Michigan, Ohio State, obviously, a couple more as well. But the backyard brawl, man. West Virginia could have fourth stringers fresh out of high school, and they're going to get up for that game. It was a home game in Morgantown. That was an absolute no-brainer, and that was early in the season. They've been decimated with injuries. We're not even talking the same quarterback. They were healthy, though. Exactly. It's just not. I mean, they got nobody. They can't score in Houston. Houston has a really good defense. I see this game being 27-17, 27-10. I mean, I don't even know, man. All I know is for our parlay, we should consider Houston. I mean, they just have too much to play for, guys. Too much to play for, man. Too much to play for. So we'll go with that one there. And then that just brings us to one more. I mean, this ticket for Saturday, I don't need big, juicy pieces. Sometimes that's just the way the slates work. Sometimes we don't have good options, and I want to take a bunch of dogs like plus 17, plus 20. Not this week. I like Vandy with a bunch of points, and then I like 2 money lines. We'll scroll down to it. But this is a parlay piece option show. So Duke plus a bunch of points again. I low-key feel like Duke might win the game. I kind of like them plus 3.5. I really feel like Duke plus 14, kind of like Vanderbilt, would be absolutely safe here. I just can't trust Duke football. The discipline and the fundamentals is just not there. I can't do it. So maybe if you guys want to write that down and put some giant parlay together for fun, you could consider Duke plus points. I would put Duke plus 8.5 in a parlay and feel great about it. I just can't do it here. The ladder challenge is too important to me. And this slate has too many better opportunities than to trust Duke football on the road, especially versus an ACC rival. Here's another money line I was really considering is Iowa State. I loved them against BYU. They were the better team for 3 quarters, and then they melted. But if you guys actually watched the game, they were in complete control, or at least they were in good position. The guy walks in, muffs a punt, hands him a touchdown. Next possession, pick 6. So 14 points in a snap of a fingers, lose all momentum, deflated everything. Ball back again, go down the field, wide open touchdown, hits the guy in the chest, drops it. 7 points gone. Couple penalties, back him up. They go for it. Miss pass interference. Guy gets dragged down by his face mask. Should have been first and goal. The score does not reflect the game. I still think the Cyclones are good. They have a good coach. I think the coach is going to get him back on track. And we got major issues at the quarterback position for Iowa State. Why do you think this line went up, guys? This line was like a 5 at open. I think it was 4.5 or 5 when it came out. It went right through the 5, the 6, the 7. Now there's 8s out there. I really think this is an Iowa State spot. Maybe we take +3 or 4. Maybe this is one where we don't quite go money line, although I really like it. I mean, this is what I was thinking, guys. I was thinking Iowa State, Houston, both on the money line, and then Vandy plus 14.5. That's -103. That gets us home. 3 legs, simple. Bing, bang, boom. Home teams, 3 of them. 3 teams at home and good, or no, Vandy's the one that we would take with a bunch of points. 2 good money line teams at home. Iowa State off the tough BYU game, bounce back position. Arizona State has injury problems. They're on the road. I like Iowa State this week. I'm very confident they win the game. The spread now at 7-8 is a whole nother conversation. But man, they're going to get this done. The Cyclones are going to get this done. They're going to get the job done. I think they're going to win this game. But maybe let's check out the prices. We could consider buying some points here with Iowa State. Maybe just take 4.5 in our back pocket, 3.5 or 4.5. Get us a small little safety net with Iowa State here. And then maybe we could try to find one more leg. So let's go to all lines here and let's check out these spread prices. What is Iowa State plus like a 4.5? Yeah, look how juicy it is. -500. -500. This is what I like to do. I like to look at odds. This is a huge tip to you guys. This is maybe the biggest tip I've ever revealed in public. This I'm going to give you guys a huge tip. When you look at alt spreads like this, the books, you can tell where they start to get really firm on trying to give away any sort of points. And we can clearly see that Iowa State, really, as soon as you're buying points with them, the line gets steep quick, man. Even just buying 4.5 points, it's already -500. Versus if we look at Arizona State, where's Arizona State at? They're on the left, right? Yeah. So Arizona State, look what we could do with the same odds. Why did this keep losing space, man? So annoying. With about the same odds, they're going to say, okay, sure, bet Arizona State with 3 touchdowns. In fact, you could even go up to like 24.5 and still stomach a decent parlay price. -770 is a decent price to put in a parlay. They're going to give you 24.5. That's a trap, in my opinion. I think the odds here on an alternative spread. Look at this, guys. Let's say you wanted to go with an alternative spread for Iowa State, and you took them minus like 16, like above 2 touchdowns. It's only 2-1. You're telling me a team that's only favored a touchdown, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to risk my money to have them win by at least 17, and you're barely paying me 2-1? I think the odds speak volumes in a game like this. I am so confident Iowa State's going to win the game. I think -275 on the money line is a great price that we should consider. But if you guys want the +4.5, little tiny bit of safety net, just a little bit. If Iowa State's up 3 late in the game, Arizona State has a miracle play and they win on a game-winning touchdown, the 4.5 would still save us. We could consider that. Let's see where that gets us with the odds. +4.5. Let's go back here and let's throw in this other stuff. I know it's not going to be near plus money, but let's at least see where it gets us. Throw in the Houston and then throw in the Vandy alt spread. Let's see where it gets us. I'm going to guess minus like 140. Spread. Vandy plus 14.5, -135. So if we buy the little safety net with Iowa State, it gets us to -135. I think we would have to hunt for one more thing. If we just go with that Iowa State money line, it's about even odds. It's about a full double. So let me know, guys, in the comment section. Do you think we should buy the little safety net and then try to find an additional piece, or keep it to 3 pieces in a spot where Iowa State should just get this thing done? That's what I wanted to give you guys, was that ticket. And I'm still feeling that way. I'll read your comments here in just a second. But that's what I think. I think the right move this week is Houston and Iowa State money line, and then Vandy plus points. Bing, bang, boom. Their early games will be out of the woods by what? Iowa State's a 1 p.m. game. We'll know by the afternoon. So what else we got here? I mean, let's look for some options. Georgia and Florida. Well, we could do an alt spread with Georgia. Take them plus 8.5. But it's a huge. Georgia, Florida is like that big thing in Florida, whatever they do. It's in Jacksonville or whatever. I just don't know. I don't know if I want to risk that. I mean, how juiced is Florida? Plus, I would need like a full touchdown to want to take a risk on another team. We can see, though, there's definitely a lot of sharp action on Florida as well. So that would make me even more concerned. But let's look at the lines. Alt spread on Georgia. If we were going to take Georgia plus 8.5, it's almost minus 1,000. So we could probably add that in if we're going to take 4.5 on Iowa State, and it would probably get us pretty close to even. So Georgia plus 8.5. What do you guys think of that, man? I'm tempted to just pick it to 3. What players are hurt? Arizona State, the QB. Money line for Iowa State and Houston. Let's keep it simple. 3 legs. Clones are getting this one done. I agree, man. They're getting that game done, man. Go for it. 3 pieces and a biscuit. Word. Man, I do think we should keep it simple versus throwing in a 4th game. But let's keep hunting. Maybe I could stomach Georgia plus 8.5. They're a much better team. If Florida's going to pull off that big upset, it would be by a field goal or something. So 8.5 with Georgia, I feel unbelievably safe with. But crazy stuff happens. Let's keep hunting, though. See if there's anything else. Indiana, alt spread with them. It's on the road. That breaks one of our rules. I'm not willing to break a rule. We're doing it with Vanderbilt, but I think that's an exception. Texas is a bad football team, straight up. Vanderbilt plus 14.5, I'm willing to break a rule. Indiana, I don't know, man. I'm just not sold on them. I just can't quite get there. So I'm not willing to do an alt spread with Indiana. Texas Tech K-State has way too much volatility. You could give me 30 points with K-State. I wouldn't be comfortable. And I don't know. I don't even know if we had a full touchdown in our back pocket with Texas Tech if I'm comfortable. Kansas State, they're capable. They're capable of an upset here. I'm not willing to touch that game. Notre Dame, Boston College, it's just too juicy. We could probably throw in Notre Dame minus 12.5 just to get under the numbers of 13 and 14. But road game versus such a bad team, they might be really asleep. We see Notre Dame sometimes screw up these games against high school level teams. We've seen it in the past. I just don't know if I'm willing to stomach that. What else? But now we're starting to get into like nighttime. Kansas at home. They should absolutely nuke Oklahoma State, but it's just tough. It's just tough to choose. Michigan on the money line. I don't know. Purdue sometimes pulls off big upsets. Ole Miss on the money line. That would be one more I could consider. South Carolina, the way they lost that last game, guys, they had their hearts ripped out. They had Bama, man. They had them dead, and they let it slip away. Now they got to somehow get off the mat and go to Ole Miss for a night game where Ole Miss has everything to play for. I feel like this minus 480 we could throw in. The South Carolina just doesn't have they don't have the offense. We just saw Ole Miss go to Oklahoma. Ole Miss, a good football team with a good coach. A night game? How in the world is Ole Miss going to lose here? I'm tempted to throw them into the ticket even if we choose Iowa State on the money line, just to get us an even better payout here and kind of get us ahead of the 8 ball on the challenge. Let me know in the comments. Is there any way on planet Earth that Ole Miss could lose this game? Yes, South Carolina had Alabama on the ropes. It was the perfect situational spot. I bet South Carolina in premium last week. It was just the right spot. That was the spot for the upset. They came up just short, covered the spread with ease. Thank you for that, Gamecocks. But you had Alabama left for dead, and you let them off the hook. Now, a week later, you got to go play a night game against Ole Miss. I don't see how they're competitive. I like Ole Miss to cover the spread. And we're just talking about win the game. They just went to Norman and beat Oklahoma. I mean, they had Georgia on the ropes and let that one slip away. Ole Miss. I'm tempted to add, it's kind of hard to say, add Ole Miss into the parlay just to boost the odds. I think we'd be safe with Houston, Iowa State, Ole Miss on the money line, and Vanderbilt plus 2 touchdowns as a 4-leg parlay, and that'll be way into plus money. That'll probably be like plus 130. Do we need plus money? Ole Miss already has a loss. They're not an undefeated team that is like, kind of waiting for their hiccup, waiting for their speed bump of their season to happen. It wasn't even a speed bump. It was a good loss. They lost to a good team, Georgia. They just won pretty comfortably at Norman against a good Oklahoma team. Now you're at home, a night game versus Gamecocks? How is this going to lose? Let me know what you guys think. Ole Miss on the money line? Should we just add it in, man? You think there's a way, but Ole Miss has everything to lose. Lane Kiffin will get the boys up for this one. I take Ole Miss -3 if it pays better. Nah, because -480 is plenty. No need to even worry about points. SC is scrappy. Yeah, they are, but Ole Miss play with their food. Not really. In years past, yes. Not this year. Does South Carolina somehow, someway use what happened in the Alabama game to at least they know in their head they're capable of the win? They have that good quarterback. But we already have a good ticket, man. Is that greed? Is that greed? Maybe adding Ole Miss into this thing. Maybe that would be greed. Maybe it's just not necessary. I don't think there's any need for it. Although I really truly believe in my heart that would be a safe wager. I really do think that. Nothing else here really interests me. Florida State on the money line. Can't trust them. The other thing would be this Oklahoma-Tennessee game. Tennessee at home, if we took like plus 10.5 or 11.5, I'd feel okay about. But Oklahoma's off a loss. You never know when they show up big. We've seen some good road performances by them this year. They're kind of in a bounce back position. I like Tennessee here. I kind of feel like Tennessee might win. I feel like it'd probably be safe taking Tennessee at home, night game. Oklahoma kind of on a decline right now. Tennessee plus 11.5 or even plus, 2 full touchdowns or whatever. I think that's safe. But again, I just think this is the week where we just, this week of college football, in my opinion, we don't need 5 juicy legs. Sometimes the slate that's the slate you get. You have to pick more spots that are a little bit, a little bit more safe and find more of them together. This week, Vandy plus a whole bunch of points versus an overrated Texas team. We know Vandy's scrappy. We know Vandy's not going to quit. They're going to hang in there. They're going to stay within 2 scores for us. And Houston and Iowa State. Do you guys think we should completely forget Vanderbilt? Do we think there's a chance that Texas just shows up big at home and Vandy has a bad game? Do we think the defense actually puts Pavia in a blender? Should we not break the rule of using a road team? I like Vanderbilt plus 14.5. I think it's a lock of a lock of a lock of a lock, but I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't break the rule. Maybe we should substitute Vanderbilt plus 14.5, which is a road team. And maybe we should throw in Ole Miss on the money line. And maybe we should just have 3 money lines. Iowa State, Houston, Ole Miss. Maybe we should just do that. All 3 of them are at home. All 3 of them are the better team. And we just need them to win the game. Maybe we don't do Vanderbilt. One of my rules is try to pick home teams only. It's college football. But Texas is not good. Texas is not beating Vanderbilt by 14, by more than 14. If they beat Vanderbilt, they're going to squeak by in a close game. So I think we still ride with Vandy, man. No, you don't think so? You don't think so to what, Bill? You don't think we should go with Vandy, or you don't like the 3 money lines? You don't think we should do Ole Miss, and we should stick to what I was kind of already planning on doing myself before today's video? Vandy defense will be able to contain Arch. Yeah, but it might not be Arch. I mean, let's pop over to here to Google, man. It might not be Arch, man. You know, that's the thing. Arch Manning update. He's in concussion protocol, man. Updates. Okay, we have an update 3 hours ago. Didn't even see this. I mean, this still in concussion protocol, but practice Wednesday. I mean, we want Arch in this game. We want him. I would be concerned for Vanderbilt if another quarterback played and then maybe the team got a little boost of energy, not having terrible Arch Manning on the field. If Arch Manning plays this game, I we could probably bet Vandy on the money line. So I think we wait for this report. Manning remains in concussion protocol after taking big hit. They both practice here today. Arch is obviously still in protocol. There are steps as it pertains to the protocol, but Michael's practice at least 2 days. What if it's Michael going? And Texas defense absolutely is fired up at home. He's just dealing with a thumb injury. So Matthew Caldwell. Okay, so if Arch can't play, Matthew Caldwell will get the nod. His 4th straight season. He's experienced. God, man. This could be too many moving parts. We might have to wait. See, this is annoying. If this is going to be a game time choice, I don't know if I'm comfortable here with Vanderbilt. I don't know if I'm comfortable. I don't want to lock this ticket in with you guys, and then we find out Saturday, game time decision, Arch Manning is not the starter. Then they get the boost from the experience backup. Defense plays like they're on cocaine at home, and Vanderbilt's in for a long day. I don't know, guys. I'm starting to kind of worry about breaking my rule of using a road football team. Forget Vandy. I'm kind of like an Ole Miss better than Vandy. South Carolina ain't beating Ole Miss. Leave Vandy off. I feel like Texas has. I'm kind of rethinking, guys. This is why I do this show. This is why I appreciate you guys coming into the comment section. You know, this is a team effort. You guys want to get on premium? You see the numbers at the bottom of the screen. You want to win like that? Just get on my premium. It's a text list. I send stuff to your phone. They're my bets. Lock them in. No debate. For this ladder challenge, this is a team effort. And maybe Vanderbilt's not the right idea. Have they overachieved? Are we taking Vanderbilt where they're going into a hostile environment? This place is going to be on fire. And that Texas defense is no joke. Yeah, we have some moving parts with the quarterback, but the defense is showing up. Maybe Pavia has a frustrating day. He did get kind of flustered when he was at Tuscaloosa in that road game at Alabama. I think Texas defense is better than Bama. The team isn't, but the defense is there. I think we drop Vandy and we rock with Ole Miss at home. We'll have 3 teams at home. The better teams just need them to win. 3 money line picks. It'll be plus odds. 3 money lines. If South Carolina beat Alabama straight up, then I would actually like the Ole Miss pick better. Because then it would be the ultimate drop off. You know, they probably would have rushed the field, dumped the Gatorade, and then they would have got killed the next week. They are scrappy, and they got that big, strong quarterback that runs around. The way they lost that game is that will take the life and soul out of you. They had the game at home. They gave it away. Alabama didn't even play that good. And Ole Miss is better than Alabama, in my opinion. Ole Miss at home, and it's a night game. It's a freaking night game. It's 7 o'clock at night. And they're not undefeated. They already have their loss. They know they can't have another loss on their record for the playoff situation. Ole Miss ain't losing to South Carolina. Why not Duke plus a lot of points? Because it's Duke football. Absolutely not. Done with that conversation. Drop the Vandy pick up Ole Miss. All right. Ole Miss over Vandy. All right. Could argue Vandy got lucky last week. Yeah, viable to falling apart at some point. On the road at Texas. If that Texas defense, I mean, that's what, 100,000 people? That's one of the bigger stadiums in all of college football. And now you got Vandy coming in. I feel like they're going to be playing like their heart's on fire. I'm worried about Texas just being absolutely on fire. And let's be honest, Texas has looked so bad all year, but they're capable of a really good performance. I don't think we can break the rule. I made up rules for a reason. And last week, although we didn't lose just the Baylor pick, we broke the rule with Baylor, taking them in a spot where I really liked them with a whole bunch of points, and it came up short because we broke the rule. I don't think we can break the rule. The rules are different for NFL. NFL's a different beast. But for college football, man, for college football, you got to try to pick the home teams. I think we drop Vandy. Too unreliable. I mean, they've been so reliable, but I worry about they have been, Curtis. They've been reliable. Vandy plus 14.5 is, you would think is a lock because they've been so good. Have they been too good? They did lose by 16 at Bama. Could they lose by 16 against Texas? Probably. It's possible. Ole Miss losing to South Carolina at home in a night game? Probably not possible. Victor says signing up tomorrow. Sounds good, man. You have until Friday at 11:59. And like I said, I've already sent picks, and the lines are moving on the picks I sent. Some of them are still the same. You can lock in the same, but some are moving. So if you can, Victor, I would encourage you to sign up as soon as possible so I can send you the texts that have already been sent so you can lock in the wagers and not have different pricing on them. I'd encourage you to do it as fast as you could. I really like the wagers I've sent so far. Obviously, I got a lot more coming. But yeah, it doesn't matter like what day of the week you sign up. You're still going to get all the picks for an entire week. So I would encourage you to sign up sooner than later and lock these in. The lines are moving. It's a Texas spot. It is a Texas spot. Rules are made for a reason. True. I was talking about Duke. Yeah. Oh, Duke too under a lot. Yeah, just beyond horrible. Duke, I've straight bet them a couple times. I thought it was a great spot for Duke against Georgia Tech. The fumbling, the turnovers, the quarterback has no discipline. The coach doesn't really have good command of his players. Based on talent, they're an elite team. I think that's a really good roster. They're just not fundamentally sound. I can't be betting on Duke, especially at Death Valley. Absolutely not. What's good, Dan? I took 17.5 and LSU was up 4 points and I had 21 in my back pocket for the second half. I never felt so stupid for not taking the cash out. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. More times than not, if you cash out tickets because you're getting emotional in the middle of a game, it'll actually cost you money over time. So you can't win every wager. Sometimes shit happens, not a big deal. Do you also send out unit sizes with your bets? Yes. Yeah. And the odds. So, I mean, can I blur this out? Well, here, I'll just give you an example. Let's say I was going to bet, what's on the screen right now. I'll just pick Florida State. Let's say I wanted to send Florida State to premium this week. I look at this book. I have all the books on my phone. I'm in a state where I have all of them. I have 2 pages of sports books. So I can use all these books. So I'd bet 8.5. Obviously 10 is a key number. So I'd go on Fanatics. I got Fanatics on my phone. I'd place the wager myself, and then I would text the group Florida State minus 8.5. And then I put parentheses minus 120 odds. And then I put another parentheses with 1.2 units. If this was a standard size wager, we would risk 1.2 units at minus 120 to profit a unit. So you get the plays, the odds of the plays, and the unit size. So you know exactly how to copy what I submit on my phone. You guys see my bet slips. I bet everything myself. So yeah, you can copy my bets to a T, to an exact T, as long as you have access to most of the sports books. Most of the time, I use ESPN Bet, FanDuel, and DraftKings. Occasionally sprinkle in the other ones when it makes sense for the price. Well, I didn't. Yeah, I got you. By the way, speaking of premium, if you didn't know this already, I have discounted the monthly package this week. Again, a weekly package is $70. An entire month for 200. Yeah, pretty normal deal. Pretty basic, pretty straightforward. Shouldn't take a lot of brain cells to hop on for this weekend. $200. I mean, you guys probably make $200 with me this weekend. I don't know what your unit sizes are, but you see what I do in football. Look at the bottom of the screen. Look at the units gained. I mean, everyone makes so much money, man. You do an NFL today. You mean for parlay pieces? Yes, I'm going to pull up the NFL slate here in just a second. I did already upload the NFL video, though, with my spread predictions for each game. So check that out. I do think a lot of those are winners. I do like this week for NFL a lot. I think last week, a lot of people, we saw all the crazy blowouts, the high scoring games. I think this is going to be a little bit of a sharper week in the NFL. So consider that. But yeah, guys, I think we'll wrap up. And then Utah. I can't trust them. Again, another money line I really like, man. I'm in love with this. I think I think this is a lock for a parlay. I just don't know if we can put, a night game at that stadium, Cincinnati on the road. I'm not gonna put it in. I can't trust Utah, but it's a Utah spot all day long. Cincinnati just blew out Baylor. I just think of it. I got just you guys need to just think about this. Cincinnati is a good team. They just blew out Baylor. Now they're on the road versus Utah. Mind you, go back to the Big 12 standings here. Big 12 standings. There's Cincy, second. Cincy is 5-0. Cincinnati hasn't even lost a game in the conference yet. They're 7-1 overall. Their only loss was the first game of the season to Nebraska. I mean, Cincinnati is absolutely on a roll. Here's Utah down here, just 3-2 in the conference. And they're a double-digit underdog. I mean, that's it. That's all you need to know. Utah on the money line's a lock. We could throw this in the parlay. And I'm freaking tempted to. I'm tempted to put all four in. Iowa State, Houston, Ole Miss, Utah. 4 money lines. It would be way into the plus money. I just don't know if we need to do it. Imagine that we get all the way through Saturday and then we're all sitting here waiting for the night game and it comes up short. It would ruin my Saturday night for sure. I'd be sour. So I think just the fact that we don't need to add it, I don't think we're going to. But like I just explained, you don't need a computer. I mean, you guys, some people just get way too caught up in statistics and a computer model. We're not in a science lab. We're not pharmacists. We're betting on sports. Just think with common sense. Utah's 3-2. Cincy's 5-0. They haven't even lost a game in the conference. On the road at night at Utah. They just blew out Baylor, and now you're going to give us plus 10.5 with them? That is a trap. I think Utah's going to blow them out. I think Utah on the money line we can throw in and not even worry about it. I think that's safe. I just don't know if we can stomach it. It just feels a little greedy. Who do you like tonight in the World Series? I might send something to the client list. We did cash a bet there in game 2. Happy to catch a live show. Grandfathered in back when you charge $80 a month. If you don't join Dan's picks, you will regret it. Just saying. Yeah, man, you've been on there for a while. Robert, have you been on there? I mean, well over a year, I think. I've seen your name always pop up on the subscription every month. But yeah, that just goes to show you guys, if I didn't win, if I was not winning people money, why would Robert still be a client? Look at his monthly rate. He got in when I used to charge $89 a month. I mean, that was way back. So there's proof in the pudding. There's a client right there. I just don't know why somebody would pay almost $100 a month. month after month after month after month, if they weren't putting money in their pocket. So that should speak volumes, guys. You should hop on that monthly for 200 so fast it'll make your head spin. I'll pay for your subscription probably this weekend alone. Tonight, word, yeah, not sure, man. Not going to talk about baseball. We got bigger things to fry. USC Rutgers over. I don't even know, man. Cash last night with Toronto. Nice. Yeah, I'm a profitable player myself, but you are more profitable than me. Well, that's good, man. That's good. And I have a lot of people text me that. They say, I already do pretty good on my own. I've been around the block. I know how to do this. But when you send me stuff and I was already thinking that, then I add a little more. So some people take my picks and you know, they use their own kind of own thinking and they just make even more. So I'm sure you do that too. You know, if you had teams in mind and then you get a text from me and you're like, oh, Dan was thinking the same thing. Maybe then you put a little bit more on that. So I assume you do something like that. And that's awesome, man. Not many people make money in sports betting. I mean, people just lie all over this industry. Nobody shows numbers on the screen, puts screenshots of the wagers. You go to Wager Talk, it's just a bunch of old dinosaurs talking like, you know, those guys don't bet. They just collect their subscription money. They're not wagering on sports themselves. So it's exactly what you do. Well, good to hear, man. I'm glad it's been worth the time. Happy to have you as a client. And I really like this upcoming week, man. We're going to make another pile of money. No doubt about it. So what do you guys think? Utah? You out on Utah? Let's do the final vote and pop over the NFL and wrap this thing up. And then I'll have the official video out tomorrow with my decision and the actual bet slip on the screen. We vote no on Utah. I think it's such a lock. I mean, just read between the freaking lines. I just worry about the quarterback, man. I just worry about the quarterback. I worry about the quarterback. Utah's offense at time, especially in the red zone. I'm not doing it. Nope. Delete the comments. Hit backspace. Don't even type it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But to at least give you guys a suggestion, man. Yeah, Utah is just, I mean, I've already explained it. Done with this conversation. We're not using Utah, but man, I think it's a home run. I'm just not willing to risk it. Or do we risk it? Do we pass on Ole Miss and just go with Utah here? I don't know. I run your solo, then I add a little of my favorites to them. I have hit a 11-leg parlay for 15K, and half the picks were yours. That's a nice hit, man. That's an excellent one. Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, occasionally, you know, what is it? Maybe once every, especially once we get into college basketball season. What would you say? Maybe once every like 2 or 3 weeks, I'll have a perfect sweep. So I guess if you're sprinkling in parlays, it's all right. You just really got to keep that betting amount small. You'd stick with Ole Miss. Yeah, just a really good team. And I think it proved a lot there, Curtis. They went on the road to Norman and beat Oklahoma and beat them fairly comfortably. And even their one loss versus Georgia, they were in control for most of the game. I mean, it would be. Yes, but South Carolina, man. I don't know, man. My brain is scrambling. I love that Vandy plus 14.5. It just breaks one of the rules. That's okay, though. I got enough here to digest. I'm going to think about it. And we're going to get to the finish line with this one, guys. No doubt about it. Let's pop over here to NFL, run through the NFL slate. This is obviously less games, so this will be a little bit quicker. We're not using this Thursday night game. I think the Ravens on the money line would have been cool to throw in. Probably a decent parlay piece to consider, but that's tomorrow. We're not doing this for tomorrow. It's, you know, this first wager will be for college football. Now these options we're looking at here will be for Sunday. I think Lions on the money line. I think we're good to go with that one. I get the quarterback situation for the Vikings. Obviously would have loved to have Wentz in there. It would have made me feel better about the Lions. The Lions at home, dude, the Lions are a real deal, man. Real deal team. I don't get it, man. I don't know how the Lions are going to lose this game. Let me know in the comment section right now. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You guys think we're good to go with the Lions? I do. I think so. Lions on the money line. You know? Like, really, the Lions are going to lose to the Vikings at home? I guess it is a divisional game. Better team also, unless something crazy happens, but the crowd will be electric. Yeah, a home night game. Even if we have to sweat it out, somehow, some way, Ole Miss is getting that job done. Lions, Indy, Super Bowl. No, Colts are not even close to the Super Bowl. Colts will not even be in the AFC Championship game. Absolutely not. Lions are a lock. Okay. Lions money line. I think so too. Too good, man. They're at home where they're comfortable. Nah, they ain't losing to the Vikings, I don't think. We could maybe consider, how about an alternative over for this game? Wait, hold on. How about this? So the Lions on the money line is minus 425, just about. What about a team total for only the Lions? Because the total is set at, what is it currently set at? Well, whatever. What would where's the over? So we'd have to, okay. So I like this even better, I think. I like this even better, in my opinion. The money line, if we play the Lions on the money line, it was about minus 425. So we could go with one of these two options for about the same price and not even worrying about if the Vikings go crazy on offense and win the game. As long as this Lions unbelievable offense gets us into the 30s, we're good to go. I mean, the team total here for the Lions looks like it's set at maybe 29, 28, 29. And who knows? Maybe it's a week where we have more options available for NFL. Maybe we use 4 or 5 pieces. We get a little bit more aggressive with the college, but maybe we just go with this to just get under that number of 20, 10 points per half. The freaking Lions offense. That minus 750. I'd like to stick to 500 range, but that is a home run. And you guys can see even on FanDuel, the exact same number is minus 1100. So here on DraftKings, decent deal. Maybe we'll use DraftKings for the wager, but I think this is something to consider, a team total over for the Lions instead of playing the money line. I guess the defense is still at least capable of screwing up. So let me know what you guys think about that. Going with the Lions team total team total over instead of the money line. Colts Steelers, can't touch this game. This says Steelers win outright all over it, in my opinion. Steelers couldn't look worse. Absolutely pulverized at home by the Green Bay Packers. I told you guys all week long last week, man, stay away from them Cowboys and Steelers because they are massive public underdogs with reverse line movement. And we cashed both of those in premium. Well, Denver we used in a money line parlay. Packers I had in multiple things, but I know we bet minus 2.5 with Green Bay and premium. I know that. This is just a tricky game. This is the ultimate, back against the wall for Pittsburgh. And I know the injuries are bad, but this is a sell high on the Colts and a buy low on the Steelers at the same time, and it's Mike Tomlin as a home underdog. The betting splits is like 95% of everybody's money on the Colts. I think Steelers win this game outright. This is the shock everybody this week game. Pass. But it's still at the same time, we're not betting Pittsburgh. Absolutely not. Falcons and Patriots. I think alternative spread with the Falcons is totally the right move here. I think the Falcons can win this game outright. I'm just not willing to trust them on the road. Here's another lock, Green Bay money line. Actually, we should use an alt spread because we can, because this game's not going to be close. So Lions money line I'm going to write this stuff down. Lions money line / team total over. And then here for Green Bay, I'm not going to touch the team total for them because they could just run Josh Jacobs all day and just win kind of a sleepy game. But an alternative spread is safe. How about 2.5? Should be a little bit better price than the money line. 680. What was the money line again? I'll look after. So 680 just to go to 2.5. Do we bump it up and go 5.5? Green Bay minus 5.5? I think that's pretty safe, but maybe just 2.5. Green Bay minus 2.5. There's a green check mark. Green Bay to win at home by a field goal. There is a green check mark for our parlay. Nice. It's a pretty good price, actually, for something that literally is going to win. Green Bay minus 2.5. Maybe Lions money line, maybe Lions team total over. So we have 2 things done. Chargers, Titans, can't do it. I'm just not willing to touch that game. This one too, can't touch it. Denver Texans. Alternative under. Kind of sketchy, but true. Patriots, nah, I don't like the Patriots this week. That hurts. I live in Indiana, but I appreciate the honesty. What hurts? I live in Indiana, but appreciate the honesty. I don't know. No more money line plays in the ladder. 5 points all the way. Every week is different, and this week I disagree. What do you think about Utah money line? Absolutely love it. Already went over that. You guys must just be joining the stream. You can't trust the Falcons at home as a fave. That killed one of our slips. Yeah. Did it? Yeah, it did. It did. But that was prior to the quarterback information. We all thought Penix was going to play. That's why the wager was placed. That play was sent out very early in the week. I think it was my first play. I think that was my very, very first bet I sent out that week. All the other, that was one of our parlays. Yeah. And everything else hit. So that was just a quarterback thing. That was just having news incorrect. Indy not going to the conference champ game. Yeah, they're not. Killed 2 of my slips. Yeah. It's just the injury reports these days. They're a little fluky, man. They're a little bit fluky. Alternative under for Denver and Texans. It's at 40. What if we got up to? It's gonna be so juicy, man. I don't think the price is going to allow us to do this. To take an alt under, I would really need I would really want a 58.5. I just don't think we're going to be able to get there. Yeah. So, oh my God, 58.5. Jesus, 2,500. What the? Even a 53.5. That's barely mid-20s a piece. Can't get there. Not willing to do it. Okay. So we got to pass that game too. All right. So maybe I don't have as many options here as I thought for the NFL slate. Got to pass all these. Pass. I think San Francisco alt spread is good to go. They're off of a loss. I think Purdy will be back. I mean, maybe the Giants win, but guys, if we take San Fran plus 11.5, is San Fran going to get blown out by the Giants? There's no Scattaboo, nobody. There's nobody. No Neighbors. It's Jackson Dart, Tracy, and a team that will be playing for Scattaboo that went down with the injury last week. That's what worries me a little. They're going to put their heart and soul into this game to try to win one for their guy. But my God, it's just not going to be by margin. If they get by the Niners, it's just still a road team. Not as important in the NFL as college, but 49ers on an alt spread, I think we should consider. I would need at least 11 though. I would need at least 11 to feel comfortable. A lot of money on them, boys. Hopefully it's not a Giants rigged game, just for the storyline. Nope, not a total, a spread. An alt spread here. San Fran plus 11.5 is 1,100. Might be able to stomach it. 11.5, especially if Purdy's back. San Fran plus 11.5. Giants aren't beating. They're not. They're going to beat the 49ers without Scattaboo now by more than 11. Come on, guys. That's got to be a green check mark. I think we should consider that one. Guys. San Fran. Let's keep going here. Rams money line lock. Anyone in the comments disagree with this? Let me know. Or maybe we do what we did with the Packers. We go alt spread minus 2.5 just for a little bit better price. Look, the Saints are horrible. And now they got an even worse quarterback situation. I'm probably going to be Shuck in this game, and he is terrible, horrible. Yeah, I mean, really, the Rams are going to lose to the Saints? God, if we lose on this, I'm going to be screaming the NFL's rigged. because it will be. This will be, mafia controlled if the Rams lose this game. Rams on the money line has got to be a lock. It has to be. It absolutely has to be. Let me know in the comments. Is anybody disagreeing? Anybody at all disagree with that? Rams money line, we should be able to put it in. Houston defense is looking good. I agree. And they're at home. And Denver's defense is good too, and their offense should be worse. That's why I wanted that all under, but the pricing is just not going to allow us to stomach it. Ravens money line, Houston money line, Pack money line, Lions team total over -120. Yeah, well, we can't use the Ravens. That's tomorrow. This is for Sunday and Monday only. Houston money line. Hold on. Anthony. Houston money line plus all those other things should be way better than -120. Houston is almost, what is Houston? Houston's -125 by themselves. I would check your, I don't know, I think something went wrong, man. You think the Rams could still shit the bed if they lose by a field goal to Saints? I know, right? Man. We'll see if we can avoid it. We'll see if we have to use it. I feel like we should throw it in, but that does feel, yeah, you're right. I guess it's at least possible. Is Puka back though? Rams injury report. Let's check it out. It should be updated today, October 27th. This was yesterday. Tutu Atwell. Oh, man, need him. Puka's questionable. Expected to return to practice today. Witherspoon, Thomas. Yeah, those are from way back. But these more recent ones. Tutu hurts. Puka, Nakua injury. Anything recent? An hour ago? This is probably clickbait. Rams wide receiver Puka Nakua is expected to return from a sprained ankle to play Sunday against the Saints. I think we're good with Rams money line against the Saints, guys. If Puka's back, it makes me feel a lot better about it. I think, guys, I'm going to listen to you. I'm going to consider your comments. San Fran backdoor cover 11.5 for you last week against Houston. No way they don't versus the Giants, and they're only getting healthier. Yep, agree, Anthony. Agree completely. I like San Francisco on an alt spread. They're off of a loss. I bet Houston in premium last week. It was a great spot for Houston. But Houston has a really good defense. If they were able to hang in there, they still got McCaffrey. They're probably going to have Purdy back. Kittle. That's enough to stay within double digits to the freaking Giants. Again, maybe the Giants rally for Scatterboo. They want to win a game for their guy that went down on the field. They're at home. The crowd's going to be electric. And maybe they do win. Maybe they do pull off the upset. It's just not going to be by that type of a margin. It'll be like by a field goal. Maybe one touchdown. 11? They're going to win by 2 full touchdowns over the 49ers, who are coming off of a loss. Nah. I think we're good to go with 49ers. We're good to go. So 49ers plus 11.5. I think we're good with that leg. Green Bay alt spread -2.5. Green Bay by a field goal at home over Carolina. Lock. And then the Lions. Maybe we could do Lions money line and an alternative team total to actually use 2 legs in one game. That would help our ticket. So probably consider those 2. I think that's 4 things that we're absolutely good to go with. And then the Rams. Rams money line. Puka's expected back. Do they have the props up? Can we look at props to see fully who's going to be involved here? Prop markets, touchdown. How about receiving? Devontae Adams, Puka. Nothing else is listed yet. Yeah, the props are still kind of coming out. But they still got the running back. They still got a good coach, good quarterback. They're going to lose to the Saints. I guess it's possible. Let's keep going here, guys, though. Getting down here in the slate. Gonna pass on the Jacksonville game, no thanks. Just two teams I'm not willing to put money on. Kansas City and the Bills. So in that one ladder challenge ticket where we were struggling, not this past Sunday, but the week prior, I told you guys, I don't know. We need one more leg, but I don't know. But one more leg, but I don't know. And then we split that game. We did the totals on both sides. I think there's, I mean, come on, guys. Kansas City versus the Bills. I think it's impossible that the winner of this game is going to win by more than a possession. I think it's impossible. Everybody has their opinions this week, Bills versus Chiefs, of who's going to win. But I am absolutely certain in my mind that whoever wins this game probably wins by a field goal, probably wins by 1 point. Maybe if it went to overtime, they would have a walk-off winning touchdown and they'd win by one score. If we split the game and we split our Sunday wager into two tickets, we take the lines we already like, and then we split this. One will have KC plus 10, the other maybe Buffalo plus 11. Worst case scenario, we just break even and be back where we were as long as the other legs hit. But I think we can split this game. The other thing I think we could consider is an alternative total to go over. Bills offense, electric. Kansas City's offense, electric. And I'm not really sold on either defense. Lights are bright, big game. Everybody's going to be watching. I think the offenses are going to show out here. If we take an alternative spread somewhere in the mid to upper 30s, you're telling me these teams aren't going to get 20 apiece? I think an alternative over or split the game on the spread and take both sides and just simply hope for a competitive game. I think that's the way to look at that game. And then here, this last game, Seattle on an alt spread, I think is an absolute lock. I think we can trust the Seahawks. I guess it would still be technically trusting Sam Darnold. And we have enough here on paper where maybe we don't even need to use Monday. You know, that's the Monday night game. Weird things happen on Monday night. Commanders are off an embarrassing loss. Daniel should be back in the lineup. Maybe we just don't need it. But I do I mean, let's look at the price. Like 11.5. 11.5. What's 11.5? Oh, it's not even available. They're only going up to 9.5 and it's juiced. Okay, good. Thank you. That just makes life easier. We're not using Monday football. There you go. So this will be a Sunday only ticket. We got our Saturday only ticket that'll finalize. Now we got our Sunday only ticket. So the last thing I need your guys' opinion on is this Buffalo game. Or no, it's not Monday night. What, man, that's Sunday night. That's Sunday night. The Dallas game, I don't really want any part of either, though. So I don't even think we'll use either primetime games. And honestly, that's cool with me. Those standalone primetime games are usually the ones where fluky things happen. So I think we have plenty here. What do I got? 4, 5, 6 options. We got plenty here to get to a plus 100. Let me know what you guys think about the Buffalo game. I wouldn't be mad if our ticket came all the way down to just needing a game that we already have both sides. So worst case scenario, we break even on the day and go back to day 3 for the next week. But I think we can split the game. I think if we get double digits on either side, I think we're safe. Buffalo's at home. Kansas City, slightly better team. It'll be competitive. It always is. Split the game, cash both. Worst case scenario, you're good to go. So that's how I think about that. Rams -3. Yeah, I think if I touch the Rams game, I think I just go money line just because it gives me weird feelings. You like the Rams money line? Not at home. I disagree. I don't trust that Rams game. Okay. We appreciate the honesty, man. We need both sides. Dan, the Steelers are 30th in stopping the run. Receivers dropping balls. Colts lock. I know, but hey, this is the NFL. I've done this for over a decade, and the injuries, they can't stop the run. Jonathan Taylor's been going crazy. I think dirty hands can be involved with a game like this. This would ruin everybody's day if the Steelers won outright. I am definitely interested in betting the Steelers. I'll just leave it at that. Houston Cougars. Gotcha. How do they lose at home? Yeah, the Rams against the Saints. I know. Rams game feels a bit blind to the Saints. Yeah, Saints. Rams game seems like a blind fate of the Saints. There's only ones that get upset like Jets, Bengals. True. I agree with that. That's a good point. It feels more of a blind fate of the Saints. I'm not really like in love with the Rams, so I agree with that. That's a good point. Thank you for that comment. If Puka's back, it's a lock. He's not 100%. He's going to be back. That guy's durable as crap. So that's what makes me want to consider it. Saints suck. I'd go with the Rams. I know. I watched the Saints in their last game. That team is horrible, man. Everyone blind faded the Jets and got effed. Yeah, but that was the Bengals, man. That's not a good team. That's a team with zero defense, an old non-mobile quarterback, and the Jets had yet to get their first win. That's how the NFL works. Rams, man. Rams ain't losing. Yeah. Stayed away from the Jets game. Yeah, I should have bet the Jets. I regret not betting it. I felt like they're going to win that game outright. Last week I had Oregon, Wisconsin. Okay, cool. Buffalo, I said that last week. Okay, you like Buffalo. Well, how about splitting the game? I need your guys to wrap up today's video. I need the opinions on splitting the Chiefs game, or if you think we should just go with an alternative over. I definitely think we're going to get points. Those are potent offenses, man. Potent offenses. The only thing that would worry me if we take an alternative over, the only thing that would really scare me is one, all the games that went over last week, and two, Kareem Hunt and James Cook, man. Both teams have a really, really good running game. That chews clock. I think both teams would be in their best interest to try to use the running game to keep the other quarterback off the field. The Bills don't want Mahomes on the field, and the Chiefs don't want Josh Allen out there. I worry about the actual game plan of the teams, and maybe we come up short on the points there. So maybe that's just not worth taking. But that's how I feel. Saying that to say even the crazy alt lines still aren't safe. Yeah, we know this very well. We've yet to complete this. I've gotten a day away once before. So I think I'll just wrap it up there. I'll read your comments after the fact as well. As soon as I stop today's video, it'll be available in the live section here on YouTube. So if you guys are viewing today's video after the fact, leave comments as well. You'd stay away because it's a prime time and sometimes they're low scoring. It's an afternoon game. It's definitely a highlighted game though, so I get what you're saying. It's not Sunday night though. You think it goes under? Okay, all right. I think that's enough resistance to maybe just forget that one, and then maybe we'll just split both sides on the spread. Maybe we'll consider that depending on the price. But I got enough here. I got plenty of options. I'll be able to boil this down and make the executive decision. Take your guys' advice into account for sure. And one last reminder, guys, the 200 monthly this week only. You saw Robert in the comments earlier. He's been a client for a very, very long time. You see my actual results on the screen, not to some shady website that's probably updated. You see my bet slips on the screen in a lot of my videos, including my losing ones. Yeah, if you just want to cut the BS and win, you get on the text list, you copy what I send your phone, you'll be in good hands. And I'll just leave it at that because it is that simple. If you guys want to just keep guessing on your own, then I wish you the best of luck. I'm going to continue to try to provide you guys with information that'll help you out here on YouTube. So if you haven't seen the college video yet or the NFL video, picks for every game, go check them out, get the spread picks. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow with the ticket, man, for college football Saturday. I think we got that one hammered home, and that gives us a little bit more time to kind of play around with these NFL numbers. We're going to get it done this week, no doubt about it. Saturday winner, Sunday winner, and then next week we're going to be on to day 4. And we're really going to start making some headway. And we'll be at our first profit-taking interval. Our principal will come back out, so we won't be losing money on the challenge. And then maybe from that point forward, we'll start combining the entire weekend into one ticket. And as long as once we get to day 4 or 5, to where we only need like 2 or 3 more tickets to hit to get this thing done, that's maybe where I'm going to start not trying to double up every weekend with 2 tickets and just do 1 ticket with the most rock solid stuff combined. So I'll leave you guys with that. Appreciate the comments. and I'll see you tomorrow.